without further ado, let's enter the first adult Link dungeon in the game, the Forest Temple, my personal favorite dungeon. So when you first enter, you want to head for the vines on the wall, because if you head straight for the door, you're going to see a locked door up ahead. So you have to do this first. It is mandatory. Now, there were some vines towards the right of the tree, but that area has a few wall sculptulas, and if I try climbing there, then they'll just charge at me and knock me off the wall. Okay, I won't have to deal with those things, but I do have to deal with that sculpture I see up there. Now, I gotta be careful up here because I don't have a whole lot of ground to stand on. Okay, let me see if I can try and make it to that branch over there. Alright, good, I made it. Okay, press on the switch, which will make a charge chest appear where you were just at. And for this, I'm just going to hookshot my way back over there so that way I won't have to do any risky jumps. And this chest contains a small key. This is the first instance as well as the first dungeon where we collect small keys, since there were no small keys in any of the Young Link dungeons. Okay, this first room contains a few sculptures, which I can kill using the hook shots. See how easy it is to kill these things as Adult Link compared to Young Link? And speaking of sculptures, we got a gold sculpture right above the doorway, which I'm going to kill real quick. And take a token as well. There we go. Now before I enter, I'm going to equip Pharaoh's Wind since I'm going to use it once I enter this room. Okay, I'm just going to set up a Pharaoh's Wind right here so that way I can come back to this area a lot quicker once I progress further into the dungeon. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just doing this that way I can save a lot of time. Now, if you play Twilight Princess, you're about to see a scene that's vaguely familiar, and it involves these four poses. Yes, you'll see the exact same scene in the Arbor Grounds in Twilight Princess. You see four poses, and each of them will go off in a different direction. So their names are Meg, Beth, Jo, and Amy. The same names as the main characters from the novel Little Women. I'm sure many of you read that story. So what you did in the Arbor Grounds, you have to do here too. Hunt out all four poses to progress further into the dungeon. But the only difference is, you go further into the Arbor Grounds, but here, you defeat all four poses to make it to the end. Watch out. Oh, it's a time block. What are you so worried about? Anyway, I gotta get rid of this time block so that way I can enter the door that's behind it. I may be playing the Song of Time quite a few times in the Forest Temple compared to the original Ocarina of Time. Or maybe I played it the same amount of times in the original Ocarina of Time. I'm not too sure. Okay, in this first one we got a few Wolfos. Kill this one, and that's it. If this was the original Ocarina of Time, then those Wolfos would have been Stalfos instead. But don't worry, I'll be fighting a Stalfos in a matter of minutes. Okay, I'm just going to pick this up real quick since occasionally Wolfos do drop some Deku Nuts. And we've got another small key, which I'll be using in about a few minutes. Now, if this was the original Ocarina of Time, you would be tackling this place a bit differently. But here, yeah, I am going to be tackling this place a bit differently since, yeah, this place is kind of different from what it was in the original Ocarina of Time. And by that I mean enemies. Okay, this is the place where I'm going to be fighting the Stalfos. Well, it's kind of a weird place to be fighting a Stalfos, don't you think? Oh, now I blocked this thing's attack. Yeah, remember back in the Ice Cavern where, that one Stalfos got a bullshit hit on me even though my shield was up? Yeah, I still don't get how that happened. Alright, it's dead. Yeah, with the Big Round Sword, 2 jump attacks are enough to kill a Stalfos. Yeah, see why I love that thing so much? Okay, make a left turn, and another left turn, and here's another gold sculpture. Now, I'm afraid the pace is going to slow down a little bit because I'm going to be contending with a block puzzle. Yeah, no one really likes block puzzles. Although, I don't think this block puzzle is going to take up too much time, so hopefully I'll be done with it in about a few minutes. Yes, Nabby, I saw the arrows before you did. Okay, first off, you want to pull this block out from this hallway. So I'm just going to pull it until I can't pull anymore since my back is going to be against the wall. And then afterwards, I'm just going to push it towards the wall so that way it's completely out of my way. Okay, which is going to be right now. Okay, there's another block over here, which I'm going to pull until I can't pull it anymore. Actually, there's a open space behind me, but if I want to push this block into that open space, then I gotta get to another area and push it into that small space. That ladder, I'll be contending with that ladder shortly. just as soon as I push this block into that empty space you just saw. Alright, good. So yeah, think of that as kind of a staircase of some sort. Okay, I'm gonna climb this ladder because, well, I have some more block pushing to do. Now, over here, in the original Ocarina of Time, there would have been an eye target right over there, but there's nothing over there now. Oh well. Okay, this block I'm gonna pull away since I believe there's a block right in front of this block, which I'm going to push into another open space. Yeah, just be sure that this block is completely out of the way of the block that you're about to push or pull. One of the two. Okay, jump back down and climb the so-called staircase. Okay, this block, it kind of looks like the one I just pulled, but no, it's a different block. Because the block I just pulled, yeah, it's all the way in the hallway that's over to the left. Okay, so I want to push this block to an open space that's right in front of it. Alright, good. So we're done with the block puzzles, for now. Okay, hit the switch, which will make a few hookshot targets appear, which I'll be using a little bit later. So think of those hookshot targets as kind of a shortcut of some sort. Okay, up here we have this enemy. This thing's called a bubble. Yeah, it's the same enemy I was talking about back in Jabu Jabu's belly. Yeah, sometimes they do leave behind some Deku Nuts, but I guess not this time. Now, if you were playing the original Ocarina of Time, this hallway would be twisted, but don't worry, it's going to be that way real soon. And now Nabi's warning me that I have to watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. So she's talking about an enemy called the Wall Master, or Floor Master as I call it. So if you stand in one spot for too long, a Floor Master will grab you and send you back to the beginning of the dungeon. And I don't know if you just heard that, but that was the sound of a Wall Master, and it looks like it's about to get me. So yeah, in this fancy looking treasure chest, there's always going to be a boss key. Okay, saw the shadow, and that means I'm out of here. Okay, this enemy right here, this is a Floor Master. Okay, it's a bit different from the Wall Master since, yeah, it doesn't grab you. Well, actually, it does strangle you when it's split into three separate hands. So yeah, what it likes to do is likes to launch itself at you, and then, thank you. And then you want to hit it so that way it splits up into three separate hands. But the problem with that is those hands can actually strangle you, and when that happens, they'll reform into a Floor Master again. So be careful that something like that doesn't happen. Okay, in this next room, I believe we have rejets. Okay, let me see if I can try and kill before it screams at me. Oh man, it stuns me in midair. But I still managed to get it anyway. Yeah, I never understood why those rejets managed to stun you when you're in midair. Good thing they took that out in future Zelda games. Okay, don't forget to pick up the small key that's inside the chest. I will admit one time, I did forget about the small key. I'm not really sure why. I guess I was so excited that I managed to kill a rejet that I completely forgot about the small key. Okay, now I want to hit the switch, which will make that hallway twisted. Okay, now that it's twisted, I can now get access to another area. But first I gotta get back over there, which I'll do so via this shortcut. Okay, maybe I should get a little bit closer, so that way I could latch onto that hookshot target. Okay, good. Okay, gotta get on these crystal platforms. I believe there's another hookshot target over to the right. Okay, maybe I should back up a little bit. Alright, good. Yeah, I was afraid for a second that I couldn't make it since the hookshot chain wasn't long enough. And I hear those bubbles again. Well, another way you can kill those things is if you shield bash them, or I'm not really sure if you really call this a shield bash, which will make them hop around and kill them, just like that. Okay, this one wants to confront me, but nope, no thanks. Okay, thank you for dying. Now, in the original Ocarina of Time, there would have been an eye target right above the door, and I think you all know what that means. If you don't know, well, you're gonna see shortly. Okay, this key is for this door. So this area, well, I guess there's not a whole lot going on right now. As you can see, there's some empty portraits, but that portrait you see there's a portrait of one of the Poes, but I can't do anything about it right now, so I'll deal with it later. Also, if you get too close to the portrait, the Poe will disappear from there and reappear in another portrait. Anyway, boss battle time, or rather mini-boss battle. And it gets a Stalfos. And as you saw, it was able to uh, walk across where there was no ground. Yeah, you can't do that, so don't even try. Okay, once, and, oh man, I thought I was gonna get it. And kill it. But I'm not done yet, because now we're going to deal with 2 more Stalfos. Okay, which one of these things wants to confront me first? That one? Okay, no. Oh man, I thought I was going to be able to get that one since it was attacking. Okay, that one's done, so I'm able to jump attack it. Oh man. Okay, I thought maybe I was going to get in midair since occasionally that does happen. Oh wow, look at the slowdown. Now, as you can see, the bones are still on the floor because there's a little gimmick in this fight. I have to hurry up and kill this other Stalfos because if I don't, then the one I just killed will come back to life. Okay, I managed to do so successfully. Although it did manage to hit me a few times. But hey, at least it left behind this Deku Nuts, which I'm going to grab real quick. Okay, first, before I open that treasure chest, I'm just going to heal myself real quick since those Stalfos did do a number on me. Well, even though I can't defend against those Stalfos since I'm holding the big round sword with 2 hands, still, it's fun killing those things with the big round sword since you only need 2 jump attacks to kill those things. And inside the treasure chest contains the bow, which means I can now do something that involves those portraits that you just saw. The portrait of the Poe, that is. Okay, the item describer is showing me how to, or rather telling me how to use the bow. Okay, I think I came from this direction. Okay, yes I did. Okay, first off, I'm just going to equip the Deku Nuts to the down C button and the bow to the right C button since I do like it that way when dealing with those Poes. Okay, as you saw, if you get too close to the portrait, the Poe will disappear to another portrait. Okay, you want to shoot an arrow at the portrait, which will make the Poe go to another portrait. Okay, one more portrait, which is the one that's behind me. Okay, now that the Poe is free, you want to follow it all the way downstairs, and that means you're now going to fight it. Okay, get out of its way. Okay, my way of killing it is use a Deku Nut to make it reappear, and attack. Yeah, just like that. See how easy it is? Okay, now the Poe is nothing but a flame now. And for killing that Poe, this big treasure chest will appear, which contains the dungeon map, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm just going to grab these arrows real quick since I wasn't full yet, since I used some to release the Poe from the portraits. Now, in that other room that I was about to go to before coming to this room, yeah, I believe we're going to do the same thing. So, yeah, I got to do the same thing that I did before. Fire at the portrait, which will release the Poe, and I have to fight it. Okay, where is that Poe? Okay, must be the one upstairs. Okay, aim and fire. Oh, really? Okay, maybe I should step back a little bit. Yeah, I think the problem is, when the camera gets a little too close, that's when the Poe disappears to another portrait. Okay, it has nowhere to go, so that means I can now free it, and now we can fight it. Okay, where's that thing? Alright, get out of the way. Disappear. Reappear, attack. Reappear, attack. Yeah, just like that. Although, if this was Twilight Princess, then I'm pretty sure it would be a little different. Not that I would know of it anyway, since I'd never once played Twilight Princess. Okay, I'm just gonna grab those arrows again. And this time around, in this treasure chest, it's gotta be the compass. Since I got the dungeon's treasure already, as well as the map, so yeah, this has gotta be the compass. Now, since I set up a Pharaoh's Wind all the way back at the beginning of the dungeon, I'm just going to make my way back there, since, as I said, it's going to save me a lot of time. Okay, now that I have the bow, I can now access those 2 areas that require me to use the bow, since as you can see, there's an eye target up there, and all that means, right? Okay, take out an arrow, and fire. although I don't have more time to enter that room, so I'm going to save that part for next time.